114 cubic inch.
The breakout is all there, but this is even more there.
I like the lockable saddlebags now. That gives it a lot more security. Absolutely. You don't have to empty it out when you stop at gas stations or you stop for lunch or anywhere.
You can lock them, they're hard, they're not going to shrivel up like a broom.
Speedo goes up to 130 now.
Yeah.
They must have broken a few rules on that one. Look at that engine. That is pristine. That is absolutely gorgeous. Have you taken this out?
I read the Fat Boy though the other day.
What do you think?
That's what's out, to pull the hair off your head, man.
Really?
You know what I was most impressed about?
Yeah?
Is the torque in every gear. Like in my bike, all my bikes I've ever had, third and fourth seem to be like the hardest pulling.
Yeah.
When I took the Fat Boy out, I was whistle blade.
Did it look small though, considering it's a soft tail? Did it look smaller? It might not feel smaller.
To me, it looks like muscle.
Yeah.
Fat. But damn, Larry, I was going about 60. In 60. Yeah. And it's like you're in first gear again. It just
Has it got the anti-lock
linked? I've never had a motorcycle that does that in 60.
I don't know, I've had a few good times with that one, but I'll try this one, because this is stock, mine was staged, so there's a difference there.
It doesn't matter, dude. My bike's staged too. I mean, my bike's bored out and staged, and it's still no comparison.
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to see that. It's got the radiator, this is the oil cooler, for that, no, air water cooler heads.
And you know these all got USB ports too, right?
Where's the USB port on this? Oh shit, yeah. That's cool.
All the new Softails have that.
Well, yeah, it's the end thing now.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's got the charging port as well. And all that for you. Definitely, yeah, I'll take it for a spin. The 2018 Heritage with the 114 cubic inch engine. It's got a new digital display here. It tells me it's got half a tank of gas. It's got the trigger trip. No, it's got the standard trip. 9.5 miles on the clock. Reserve 60 miles. Time, revs per minute. Obviously gear indicator in there somewhere. Alright. And the speedo goes up to 130 on these things. Okay, controls as standard. You got your trip control there, your horn, you've got your high beam, low beam, flash, pass lights, you've got a fog light indicator. You've also got your cruise control, it's got the electronic, but it's got the cable clutch, not the hydraulics, so it feels a lot easier. On the other side, you've got your emergencies, you've got your ignition and your starter. It doesn't have a fob to turn it on with, so. Oh, lovely smooth takeoff, no vibrations. Very light handling. I'm feathering the clutch across here. 4th gear, 2000 revs. The seat is nice and spongy. I do like the feeling on the seat. I do enjoy the feeling, yeah. Should have the Brembo braking, linked brakes. Very flickable. Very stable. I'm literally like 2 minutes on this bike and I'm feeling very confident on it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to take the piss on this bike. We know what the speed can be if there are speed demons, but I need to sample some of that torque. And she's got lots of lovely torque, lots of power. Let's hit that cruise button and see. Yeah, cruising along. yeah, I could sit on this all day. I like the new display that they've got on here as well. You've got a much wider LCD screen, so you don't have to strain to look at it. So you can see what gear you're in, you can see where you are with your revs, and a little gas indicator is quite a nice feature as well. I'm not feeling too much buffering with the windscreen, which is a great thing, because on the switchback you used to suffer from it pretty bad. I think it's far enough ahead that it's causing enough wind distribution away from you. There's a little bit, but you know, I can't see it getting too annoying. Obviously, ergonomically, you're in a nice, comfortable position. You do need a backrest if you're going for a very long ride, but even without one, it's still comfortable as all hell, and I can definitely see myself crossing many states with this bike. The only thing is, I'm not too sure about the colour, but you know, luckily enough, good on Harley Davidson, they give you options. The Heritage is, as it is, a heritage, harkening itself back to like the 40s and 50s with the laid back approach, the big wide mud guard. But all of the real action, or as much as all of the real innovations, are under the seat, the electronics and the power plant. 114 is very smooth. You know, I was expecting like a wild stallion that I'd have to call to heel at every step, but no, it's not doing that. It's just giving you what you want when you want it. I want to ride gentle, she'll give me a beautiful gentle ride. I want to gun it, I'm pretty sure she will quite happily open up. I'm very impressed with this engine. I'm very impressed with this engine. It's like, it's not so much that it's got so much more power or anything like that. It's a torque monster, as they all are. Okay, somehow I was expecting the auto shut off on the indicator to kick in, but it didn't. Oh, I wanted to pull her to one side and give her a look-see over. I'll do that at another opportunity further on down the road. And you just lean back and just let that power plant give you the ride of your life. Once again, I'm going to hit the cruise control and I'm just going to let nature take its course. Lower it down a little bit. What I am most impressed with is just the sheer comfort of this bike. It's like you could literally take it out stock. You don't need to add anything to it. You don't need to spend any extra money. I mean, I've got back issues, but I could just sit on this and just do a nice 3-4 hours, stop for a break and then go again. I also love that like it's got a cable clutch and not hydraulic. It means that it's not stiff. It feels, you can actually commute with this bike. You can take it around town. It's not going to ache your fingers. And I love that. Now they really should be doing something about that with the hydraulic clutches. I know it's possible, but the friction point is a nice mid-level. If you're used to riding any of the old, like you know, the 2000s Harleys with the L cable clutch, then you'll have no problems with this bike whatsoever. is an awesome ride. And the fact, like I said, she's got the 114 cubic inch. Yeah, she's got gobs of torque and she's got a lot of power in there. But really and truly, what it really means for your naysayers is that she will quite happily potter along. She's doing less than 3,000, like 2,600 revs per minute, and she's pottering along at 75. So there's no strain on the engine at all, which means you should be able to get absolutely years upon years of life out of this engine, and it should suffer from no adverse effects. There's no straining. Just pop her into the right gear and just mosey along. Right, I'm going to turn the cruise control off on this. Oh, and lovely brake horses there, like giving me a slow down, even in 6th gear. Absolutely wonderful ride. The sort of person I see riding this is obviously it would be a heritage fan, but we're going to have to get over some of the new features, and we'll go over some of those in a moment. Nice responsive brakes. But then again, like I said, they're new, so and like I said, she's incredibly flickable. Wonderful control. She doesn't feel bulky or heavy. Let's pull her over here. There's parking space here. Let's give the engine a kill. Okay. Now, they've made some changes to the kickstand here, so it's not that big lumpy thing, but it's stable enough. Now, like I said, it's got the lockable saddlebags now, so can't open it up. It's already locked, unless I'm missing something here. Nope. Nope, they're lockable, so they're locked up, so we can't really see what's inside them. But like I said, you've got enough gallon space in there. I'm pretty sure, just judging by the size of it, that you can squeeze quite a bit of luggage into there. On top of that, don't forget you can put a sissy bar on here with the tail rack, and you can load it up for a nice long jaunt there. Now, so it's got the new lights at the front then. Can't really tell you much about them until it's night time, but I'm not taking this out at night, so I'm going to assume that, like I said, they're not going to skimp on the lighting. I mean, you're going to pay a fair penny for this bike, and you're going to get your money's worth, definitely. See the 114 cubic inch water-cooled heads. Now, like I said, the naysayers are going to be, oh my god, what have they done to these bikes? Well, they've turned it into a soft tail, and that, to be honest with you, the bumps I rolled over, she felt lovely. Definitely a nice handle in there. Oh, nice and easy air valve there. No longer sticking out straight between the spokes. Sticking out to the side. Easy to pump up. I'd imagine it's the same with the back one there, though I can't see it. Now it's got a single disc brake. But it seems to adequately stop the bike. I'm having no problems with that at all. And the back end of it, yeah, well, your license plate comes up high. Sits on there like that, and otherwise everything's all pretty much bog standard. Got the dual exhaust. So you'll get your fob key, and it'll come with like the key to lock it up there, make sure you get it all secured at night. Otherwise, modern touches, like I said, USB ports, lockable saddlebags. It's got the mono shock at the rear there, gives it a comfortable ride. It's got the single disc at the front and the single disc at the back, but like I said, it stops the bike adequately. I'm not having any problems with that. Otherwise, let's take her home. Ignition and fire in the hole. Look at that. Just not much in the way of vibration at all. Not even, you know the engine's on, but if you're looking for the Harley shake, forget it. That's gone now. That's in the past. You won't see that again. Now, some of you enjoyed that, and I get it, but more people hated it than enjoyed it. Incredibly flickable. You can commute on this as well as tour. This bike covers both worlds. Bouncing up and down here. Yep, suspension is absolutely fine. Like I said, she's designed as a tourer. But I'm trying to describe the power to myself. It's not like a screamer. It's not like a it's not like my bike. I mean, you've got gobs of torque, you've got gobs of power, and you can feel it if you want to, but more than anything, this bike is just designed to get you on long distances with what would actually describe as the minimal of effort. And once again, like I said, absolutely smooth. Just tiny vibration in the handlebars, and that is it. It kind of, alright, there's a bit of a trick of the eye. It actually sort of, I've ridden Heritages before. I've ridden a couple of them. This somehow feels smaller and more compact. Don't ask me why. Well, actually, no, ask me why and I'll tell you. I think it's because the fact that there's so little vibration here, they can compact the space between the engine and the fuel tank. So it gives it a kind of smaller look. It's less intimidating. You know, we speak of power and like torque and like, you know, popping wheelies and all that shit, but you know, when someone just passes their like rider's test and they've been riding for a little while and they do want to go touring, but they're scared to get on some of these big machines, sitting on this is not intimidating. It doesn't frighten you, which is a really good thing. It just basically means a much larger market of interested riders. Let's kill this engine here. Oh, that scared me for a little bit there. You'll have to get used to that. The kickstand sort of like felt like it was giving way, but it wasn't. Wow. There is definitely a wow factor in that power plant. Well, I'll tell you about this bike that I think might interest you. Even though it's got the 114 power plant, and you know, you kind of think in your head, oh great, pulling wheelies in 6th gear and shit like that, but really and truly, what it gives you is this feeling of, if you're doing like 70 or 80, the engine's just pop, 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 pop. It's like no strain whatsoever. So if you were to pick one of these up, I wouldn't be surprised if it lasted you like 50 years before anything would go wrong with this engine. It's just ticking over. No, I don't work here. No. No, I do. I love this bike. It's absolutely gorgeous. Well, I'm just not sure about the colour. That's all right. Yeah, I'm not sure about it. I prefer, personally, I prefer like the black or like the more apple red. You know, the denim red. It won't stand out in the crowd, but then it doesn't have to. I mean, that 114 does all the standing out for you. You can't go wrong with that, I can promise you. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. There's a subscription button down there. And there's some extra videos over there if you want to check them out. Have a good one. Stay safe.